Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Bloons on the channel. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day as usual. So we're back with Faze Bolt doing some R3 Bonanza with fire. And we are playing on Water Hazard. The reason Faze Bolt's name is BCD in 2019 is because that is the name that he has changed his name to. But I still wanted to make sure it was in the same series. So I'm still going to be calling him Faze Bolt in the title because it is Faze Bolt. Because if I switch his name to BCD in 2019, then I'm going to be like creating a whole nother person, which I don't want to do, because then I would have two series, have two separate series, but the same person in both the series. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I'm calling him Faze Bolt. But his name is in BCD in 2019. Now, if it was if it was a new person, and that was just their name, then I would just call them that in that series. But since we started a series with him and then he changed his name, we're just still going to call him by the same name. So, as I said before, this is R3 Bonanza with, did I say R3 Speed and Bonanza? Yeah, I think I said, yeah, R3 Bonanza with Speed. I believe that's what I said. I hope it is. That'd be very weird. But I did get some requests to cover up the time, at the top, which I got some requests to do that in the past as well, where people were requesting me to remove the timestamp, and I didn't know what they were talking about, in complete honesty. I thought a timestamp was just putting like a time in the description or in the comments, and then you click on that and you go to a certain part in the video. But it was actually the time in the game, so with the replays. So I really hope I remember to. I was a little reluctant to say that I'm going to cover that up, because then if I don't, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I'm going to hopefully remember to cover up that time. And it did make complete sense, because now that I'm thinking about it, when you guys are watching the video, you can see like when it ends. So like 30 seconds before it ends. So if the opponent rushes me, or if I rush the opponent, and then right after that rush happens, it's like, for example, if it was an 18-minute game like it is now, and then it was 17 minutes into the game, so a minute left, and then I got rushed, it'd be pretty obvious that I would lose to that rush, which makes complete sense. I don't know why that never crossed my mind to like change, but I definitely will do that for this episode, because it does give away the end, and that's something that I want to change, because yeah, I did just realize that, so I will make sure to change that. I kind of feel dumb for having that in all the other videos now, but I never thought anything of it, because when I was watching it, like, I knew when it ended, or for most of the games, I like knew when they ended. For the games where I kind of forgot what happened, I also knew when it ended, which I wasn't even thinking about before. But the games that I like didn't know what was happening, which is how you guys see it, apart from the people that like play with me, and then they see, because they would obviously know when it ends because they played the game with me. But like for people that didn't play in that game and they were watching the gameplay, I know it can kind of give away the ending when it's close to ending and I get rushed, and then it's pretty obvious what happened. So I'll make sure to change that. But getting into the gameplay, this was a very it was kind of a slow-paced game. For me anyway, because when I started placing towers, like for now I have the radioactive sub, but when I started placing towers, I wanted to make sure they were like the best placement. And I don't know why I do that with aces so much. I took so much time to place down my aces because I wanted to make sure they were the best placement they could be, because I knew this was going late game. And I think we agreed to, what we wanted to do was we didn't want to rush each other off the beginning. We just wanted to kind of wait. We just wanted to go late game, so that is what we ended up doing. Like obviously, if you go late game, you're eventually gonna rush anyways. So like if we say not to rush, then it's pretty obvious that we can rush like around, like past round 30, because then the amount of defense we'll have by then. Most of the time, like from what I've experienced, people mean by like don't rush is like don't rush early or mid game, like no round 13 rushes pretty much, and before then, Um, but like, since it was Bonanza, and since it was also or no, yeah, since it was Bonanza, we still didn't like rush earlier mid game, but it was kind of a give, or at least it was to me, a given to rush like past round 30. I actually wasn't the first person to rush, but I'm not going to give any more away because I don't want to ruin the end of the video. And something else, I will let him know before I probably upload this video, but me and Faze also also did a micro challenge before this game, and I was recording the replay, and sadly that same bug happened again. It was about a 20-minute game, and around the 13th minute, the bug happened again. It said connection broke, and so it pretty much ruined the entire gameplay, which is really unfortunate. So now overall, I believe that's happened 3 times, and that's ruined 3 games. So in the future, I'm definitely going to be recording as we play live, so games don't keep getting ruined. But hopping right back into the gameplay, as I said before, I don't know why, with aces specifically, I placed them so slow, because I just wanted to fit as many of them on the map as I possibly could. But I don't know, but every time I do that with other towers that I've done that with, it doesn't take me nearly as long to place. So I don't know why ace took me so much longer to place than everything else. I felt like really slow when I was placing them. So I'm not really sure why that happened, but since this was R3, I probably should say this at the beginning what our 3 towers were. But we got sniper, sub, and ace. My original plan was to place the radioactive sub, or get the radioactive sub, and to have that last me till round 20. Yeah, 20. Because ceramic's coming around 22. So what I basically did was I sold the radioactive sub, and I just got up a bunch of specters. Because now what I start doing is I start placing the aces. And as you can see, I'm placing them really slowly because I'm trying to get like the best placement. But again, like I said before, like I don't know why ace. I'm actually not as placing it as slow as I thought I was, but for some reason ace just took me so much longer to place. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, I just felt like since it took me so long to place those, I was really getting behind in eco, but we're actually about at the same eco, so I guess I didn't get really behind in eco at all. I thought I was like way behind because of how long it was taking me to place these towers, but from what it looks like, I seem to be doing fine. So, my idea was to also, I thought I could fit so many more snipers like along the I don't want to say coast because the coast is like the entire map, but like at the middle of the map where there's like that pillar, that's kind of where I was gonna put all my snipers. And surprisingly, I wasn't able to fit as many snipers in that area as I thought I would be able to. I thought I would be able to fit like I thought I would be able to have like 2 lines, but I really wasn't. It was actually pretty difficult to place them there. But what I did like about this is that, or about this, like these 3 tower setups, what I do like about like tower setups in general is I like it. I liked this setup because I'll explain what I was saying before afterward. But I was able to place like all the aces in all the spaces that they could fit, because out of all the towers, I'm pretty sure like specters. I don't want to say specters were the best because each one's good for their own like use. Because sub's good for Oh my gods, snipers are good for blimps, and then aces are good, I think, for like more. I don't know if they're good for Oh my gods, but I know specters are also good for blimps and balloons. So what my idea was to do is place all the specters in the like that middle area, if that makes sense. That's not really too descriptive, but what I wanted to use this example of these 3 towers as was because I like it more when I get specific towers for specific areas. Like I got subs, so I know I can fill up all the water with subs, because that's the only place I can put the subs. Which I like it when I'm forced to put all the towers in certain areas, so I don't have to kind of pick and choose what areas I want to put each tower in. If that makes sense. I know I say that a lot, but I know that sometimes I can be ranting on about something that doesn't make sense. So I want to make sure, because sometimes when I run things through my head, They make sense to me, but they don't make sense to other people because they just don't make sense. Which has happened a lot to me in school presentations when I've just kind of talked about something that made sense in my head, but in reality it didn't make any sense at all. So that's kind of why I make sure it makes sense to you guys. But my plan, like that hill in the middle, my basic plan with that was to fill that up with specters, and then in the middle of the map, which like in the middle of both of our sides, if that makes sense, like where Faze Bolt is putting his snipers, that's where I wanted to put my snipers as well. And then just kind of fill up that area with snipers, and then fill up the middle with specters, and then with all of the water, just have the water filled with subs. So the towers that I were given, kind of like, it was kind of painted out where to put each tower, if that makes sense. Like the towers that I was given, I immediately knew where to put each tower, because I knew that the specters were going to be pretty powerful. Actually, no, all the towers were pretty powerful, but I knew to fill up all of the bigger spaces with specters, and then with that middle space, just put snipers, and then the subs in the water. So I knew that snipers and subs were going to be my biggest tools against Oh My Gods, because the snipers, I was going to set them on strong, and they have the Moab stun. So the thing I don't know though is if I set all the snipers on strong, I don't know if, because I want to set some to first and some to strong, kind of like half and half, so that because I don't want to run into a situation where there's like a bunch of Moabs, but then there's Oh My Gods as well, so the snipers just aim at those Oh My Gods and not the Moabs. Which, in that case, I would hope that the specters and the subs would kind of pop those Moabs in the front, because I didn't set the specters or subs to strong or anything once I actually built the subs. I don't even know if you can set specters to. I think if you change the specters, it just changes the track that they travel. I'm not sure if it changes what they target, but that was my basic plan with like snipers and subs. I was just gonna rely on the subs and the specters to pop those Moabs and Bloons in front, and then the snipers just kind of slow down those Oh My Gods. And I was thinking it would work pretty well, but the only problem with that is that if Faze Bolt was doing the same, had like the same idea, which from what it looks like he did, then that plan wouldn't work as well. I mean, it would still work well, but if we both do the same thing, then I don't know how. So what I was basically thinking is that since we both have the same towers and we both have the same idea, it would the game winning, or the game winner would kind of come down to who has the best placement for towers, which is why I spent so long placing those aces. I probably didn't need to spend that long placing them, but I wanted to make sure I had the best possible placement as I could, because that's kind of I was thinking it would come down to, since we both have the same idea and the same towers. So what I also noticed is that with the snipers in the middle, on my side, I was able to fit, in some areas I was somehow able to fit 2 snipers next to each other, and Faze Bolt was only able to fit 1 along that like one strip. So that was definitely something that I was feeling pretty happy about, because that would give me a pretty big edge, knowing that I had maybe like 6. I'm gonna say like maybe 6 at the moment. Although saying that, Faze Bolt also had all those stunning blimp snipers at the top. Or stunning. I don't want to say like stunning for a specific blimp like Moab, BFP, or Oh My God, because they stun all blimps. So I'm just gonna call them Moab stunners, or blimp stunners. He had a lot more of those in his top left corner than I had my top right, because I don't know why, but I was still focusing on eco. Actually, I do know why. I was focusing on eco a lot more. I think, yeah, right now I was placing down the subs because I wanted to get up first strike abilities, because we were getting pretty late, around 37. I was getting a little worried because Faze Bolt could rush me at any moment. So, oh my God! So I wanted to make sure I got up all the defense, and I was like, well, I want to focus on eco, but I feel like 20k is so much eco, and I was worried about Faze Bolt being higher than me in eco. But at this point, since we had so much money, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I actually had quite a bit more eco than Faze Bolt did at this time, so I obviously didn't know that during the game, so I couldn't really worry about. Or so I was still worrying about the eco during the game because I can't see how much eco he has till now. But I waited like a really long time to place the rest of the subs, which I don't think I should do. And I probably shouldn't do that because I was focusing more on eco, but oh my gods, like I don't know, Faze could send me oh my gods anytime now, so. I should have like maximized the amount of towers I could put on the map, so I had as much defense as possible to take out potential oh my gods that could come anytime now. Because it is round 40, and I'm pretty sure oh my gods are faster and stronger at round 32. I'm not really sure if they. I'm gonna just say like upgrade. They upgrade at round 32, which I'm not really sure if there's another round after that they upgrade again. I'm assuming after that they just get continuously better over the course of like every few rounds or so. Because once you get to like around 80 and 90s, oh my god, they're really fast. They're super fast. They're super strong. It's crazy. Which that actually reminds me of BTC6 because I remember watching this video where there was like around 600 or something Moab. I'm not really sure what round it was, but it was a really high round, level round. And there was this blimp that went like super fast, and if you sent like pinks, the pinks would go so fast that like towers couldn't even hit the pink. It was crazy. Which was something I wanted to do in BT6 was to like get to the highest round that I possibly could. The only problem with that is that my computer lagged once I got to round 100, so I don't know, getting to round 600 may not go the best. I don't think I could even make it. No, I don't even think I could make it that far. Maybe to around like 200 or so, but combined with like the lag, and it'd be more of the fact that I've actually tried to see like the highest round I could get to, and I've always lost like in the round 100s. Like between 100 and 200, I think I've always lost. I've never even made it close to 200. But that was a video I wanted to make in BT6 was like the highest round I could get to. But I don't know if I would be able to do that. I'm pretty sure, like, because what I run it on is I run it on Nox Player, which is like an Android simulator on the computer. And I wanted to, like, the problem with that was like I thought it would run really good since it was on a computer rather than like a mobile device. But I'm pretty sure, like, I've seen gameplay on iPads, and they run a lot better on iPads than they do on Nox Player. For me, anyway. Maybe my computer's just not that great. I wouldn't be surprised, but maybe my computer's just not like good enough to run it because I've seen iPads like run way faster than my computer. So what I'm assuming is since I was assuming since it was like on a mobile device and it was meant for mobile device that maybe because the way I kind of see like Nox Player, like using Android games on computers, like I just feel like you're not supposed to, but it was made for that. So the way I just thought it would, since it was made for mobiles like more, I thought because of that it would run a lot better on mobile devices because I've seen videos of people playing it like on iPads on like really late rounds, like hundreds. And it was like it actually wasn't running too bad considering how high round it was, but then my computer was lagging on like round 100. I'm sure if I had it like I didn't have it on fast forward and had it slowed down a bit or at regular speed that it wouldn't lag as much, but Faze goes ahead and all outs is here, and then I just all out him back. His mobs are slightly ahead of mine, so the snipers are stalling these blimps as much as they possibly can. It's a pretty close game. These mobs are in a race to the end. They're pretty equal right now, but he set some of his snipers to first. So the first mobs on his side are getting stunned, and mine are not. So I definitely should have switched more snipers to first, and we do get taken out before he does. So well played on Faze Bolt's side. Thank you, Faze Bolt, for playing me into R3 Bonanza with speed. If you guys would like to play me, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get to each and every comment as soon as I possibly can. But hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next episode.